I don't know. It's killing me. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. أما بعد، فإن خير الكلام كلام الله، وخير الهدى هدى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم، وشر الأمور محدثاتها، وكل محدثة بدعة، وكل بدعة ضلالة، وكل ضلالة في النار. And Imam Ahmed rahimahullah ta'ala, in his book As-Sunnah, he circles back on himself after starting the book off with the virtues of the companions. أصول السنة عندنا تمسك بما كان عليه أصحاب النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم والاقتداء به. That's how he started the book off. The fundamentals of the religion to us is following what the companions were upon and taking them as examples. And then he went through all these things that we mentioned, and now he is kind of circling back on himself. He said, and from what we believe is that we believe that the best of this ummah is Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. And then after him, Umar ibn al-Khattab. And then after him, Uthman ibn Affan. We put forward those three in the same way that the companions put forward and gave the taqdeem to those three. And after these three, he said, rahimahullah ta'ala, that we put forward the 5 companions of the Shura. The 5 companions of the Shura. So we know that there are 10 Mubashireen bil Jannah, 10. But Imam Ahmed here, for some reason, mentioned Abu Bakr and Uthman. He said, and we put them forward because that's what the companions did. And then after them, we put forward the 5, that's 8, of the Ashab al-Shura. And he mentioned from those 5, Ali ibn Abi Talib, Ali, Talha, Az-Zubair, Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas, rahimahumullah ta'ala. That's 8. Why didn't put the other 2? Allahu A'lam. He said that each and every one of these 8 or these 5 of the Shura, the Ashab al-Shura, the Nabi used to make a mushawara. Whenever something would happen, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he would bring these people and he would ask them, what's your opinion? What do you think? So he called them the Ashab al-Shura. He said each and every one of them, even the 5 that he mentioned, each and every one of them, yaslahu lil Khilafah. Each and every one of them could have been the Khalifa and the leader over the Muslims. They were qualified and they were competent. He said each and every one of them was an Imam. Each and every one of them. He said the reason why we take this position is because of the hadith of Abdullah ibn Umar. May Allah be pleased with both of them. And what was collected by the A'imma of the hadith that are authentic, they said that Abdullah ibn Umar said, during the time of the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, we used to give preference and consider Abu Bakr was the most virtuous. And then Umar. And then Uthman. And then Kanu yaskatun, sakatu, they were quiet after that. They were quiet after that. That's authentic hadith. They didn't mention Ali ibn Abi Talib. As a matter of fact, there was a narration in which the son of Ali, or his grandson, was asking him, it was his son, Hassan or Hussein, said, "Oh, my father, who's the best of this ummah?" He said, "Abu Bakr." He said, "And then after Abu Bakr?" He said, "Umar." He said, "And then after Umar?" He said, "Uthman." He said, "And then you after Uthman?" He said, "I'm a man from the men of the companions. I'm a man from the men of the companions." But we established that Ali ibn Abi Talib was the fourth Khalifa and the fourth best of this ummah after Uthman. May Allah Ta'ala be pleased with all of them. When Al-Imam Ahmed said that Abdullah ibn Umar said, "We've made those three," he said that we, the companions, used to do that, and the companions of the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam kanu mutawafirin. The companions were many and they were present, and they used to hear each other saying this with these three. So we see that as being from the Sunnah. He went on to mention, rahimahullah ta'ala, so these people, they're the best of this ummah, the ashab of the shura. And then after them, the people participated in the battle of Badr from the muhajirin. And then after them, the people who participated in the battle of Badr from the Al-Ansar. They're the best of this ummah. After the war of Badr, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to the companions, "What do you think of the people who participated in the battle of Badr?" The companions said, "They are the best of us. They are the best of us." Rasulullah said, "Yes, as well as the Malaika who participated in the battle of Badr, they are the best of the Malaika." So that's the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam establishing. After the 10 people promised Jannah, those people participated in the battle of Badr. And then he went on to talk about the best generations. The first generation, and then the generation after that, and then the generation after that, and those first 300 years of Al-Islam. And concerning those 300 years in Al-Islam, the people of innovation, lam yatamakkanu. They didn't get tamkeen to spread their sicknesses. Some of their stuff was floating around. It was there and here, but the companions used to deal with that stuff. The people would come from the children of the companions, from the students of the companions, may Allah be pleased with them. They would come and they would ask them questions about the Khawarij. They would ask them questions about the Qadariyah. They would ask them questions about the Jabariyah. So they didn't get a tamkeen, but their stuff was spreading around, but they didn't get power. But after that first 300 years, 400 years, 500 years, it became worse. Then the people of innovation, they got power, and their dawah and their aqidah, it took root. So this is what Al-Imam Ahmed mentioned, rahimahullah ta'ala. Now there's a lot to unpack here, but for the purposes of being succinct and brevity, we say first of all, Al-Imam Ahmed is mentioned in this issue as a refutation against the Rafida. The Rafida who curse the companions. They don't like the companions. And I mentioned before, I want to mention it again. I want to repeat it because something dawned on me today, and that was people contacted me here asking me how I was doing because of the hurricane. And I appreciate people contacting me saying, "Are you okay?" You know, it's a nice feeling when people contact. And it dawned on me. I know people in Lebanon, when I used to go over there helping in the deployment for the Syrian refugees. And I had to start calling people in Lebanon because of what happened in Lebanon, that they're being bombed right now. When I called some of those people, they told me it was a terrible situation, that they're afraid and people are dying, people they know are dying, people of the Sunnah, people who are Muslims and the Abriya. So we ask Allah to help them. As for Hassan Nasrullah, no love for Hassan Nasrullah. No love, no love. Because he curses the companions. And that's a stronghold of those people who curse those companions. But I make a distinction. I don't want anything to happen to the people of Al-Islam, the Abriya, the innocent people of Al-Islam. But we don't like to see Muslims and this ummah getting hit the way it's getting hit, and so forth and so on. And Imam Ahmed refuted the people who are those who curse the companions. And that's because those people came with their ghulu. And they said that the Khilafah was stolen and it was taken by the companions, and they took it and stole it from Ali ibn Abi Talib. The companions are sadaqah, they steal? They're dhalama, fasaqa? What kind of deen do you have if you believe anything like that about the companions of the Nabi? And that's not enough for them, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Not only did they say that the companions came together and they stole the Khilafah, instead of giving it to Ali, they chose to give it to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. All of the tadhiyah, they made a lot of sacrifices. Abu Bakr with his money, those companions gave their lives, their children gave their lives, their uncles, they went through a lot. And then suddenly they're going to make khida' to Allah and His Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and to the cousin and son-in-law of the Nabi of Islam. Something's wrong with you if you think like that. You allow your nafs to think like that. Something is wrong with you. You're astray. So he's refuting that. That wasn't enough. They went another step and said that the companions apostated after the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I'm a Muslim and the companions apostated. What kind of deen is that? What kind of religion is that? And these people, they use narrations that are maghduba. They're a bunch of lies. And I know personally when I became Muslim, they had a lot of nashat and a lot of things that they were doing back then in the mid 80s. They were spreading a lot of books, a lot of stuff. So if a person was a new Muslim, he was bound to come across some stuff from the people of the Shiites of Iran. Yes. And those narrations are crazy, what they say. But they also use some authentic narrations and ayat of the Quran. Allah Ta'ala mentioned in Surah At-Tawbah about the companions, ثُمَّ وَلَّيْتُمْ مُدْبِرِينَ. Companions were having jihad, and some of the companions ran away because of the war. It was Haysa Baysa. Some of them ran away. That's established in the Quran. But Allah Azza wa Jal, He gave the udhr, and He forgave those companions. Not only do they say that, they said everybody ran away except Ali ibn Abi Talib. And there's nothing thabit that Ali stayed there. Nothing. Nothing. And I'm not against Ali. Abu Bakr and Uthman, those companions stayed. If Ali stayed, min bab al-awla, those other companions who were better than him stayed. But they use that and other ayat like that. The hadith that we use, if you recall, about the hawd, that the malaika will come and will say, you don't know what they introducing and bidding after you. La tadri ma ahdathu min ba'dik. You don't know what they introduced in your religion. The people of Arab, they use this to show that the companions invented in the religion and they stole the Khilafah. They say some terrible things. Khalid ibn Walid, who the Nabi of Islam sallallahu alaihi wasallam called him a sword of al-Islam. I know some people, they call their sons Saif with Islam. Some of the scholars did not like that name. They said it was a tazkiyah to nafs. So you should name yourself. What do you mean Saif with Islam? And your child is a coward, not a Saif with Islam. He called Khalid ibn Walid a sword of Allah, to the degree that Khalid ibn Walid, when it was time to do the zakat, he didn't give any of the zakat. When the people came to get a zakat, he said, I'm not giving anything. When the Rasul of Rasulullah, who went to get the zakat, was refused by Khalid, he went back to make the shakwa, Ya Rasulullah. Khalid refused to give the zakat. The man of the zakat is a kafir. as what happened with the Murtadun after the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam died. Khalid refuses. He said, don't take any zakat from Khalid ibn Walid. The only zakat Khalid has is his swords and his spears, everything for jihad. That's all he has. That's all he owns. And it was worth money. But he was a warrior. Where did he get that from anyway? He got that from what the Rasul would give him because of his participation in what he did in the wars of Al-Islam. He was a tremendous man. May Allah ta'ala. They said Khalid ibn Walid killed a man, and then after killing him, he married his woman in the same night while she was in her iddah. And Abu Bakr aqarruhu ala dhalik. Think that's ma'qul? Who says that? They said he married the lady the same night in her iddah. Who does that? You can't talk like that about the companions. And I want to mention this right now because it's important. And I'm hoping somebody in particular will be listening to me and hearing me right now. We have to be very careful when we describe the companions. For an example, when we talk about Umar, sometimes when the hadith is not authentic, some of the scholars say you can mention the hadith if it really hits a point and it doesn't reflect negative on the companion. For an example, the companion did something and you mention that, and it's not authentic. It is authentic that Khalid ibn Walid, he ate poison. That's authentic. The enemy made some trap and he ate that poison and nothing happened to him. A dalil is a wali from the awliya of Allah. But let's say that's not authentic. And you want to talk about a tawakkul. You want to talk about bravery. And that's not authentic, but it is. So you mentioned that. Scholars say you could say that because you're not lying on the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You're not lying on him. We should stick to what's true, but they said you're not lying. But certain things are spoken about concerning the companions like Umar burying his daughter alive. We shouldn't mention hadith like that because it's not authentic. And for him to, yes, the Quraysh did that. But where does it say Umar did that? Anybody who buried his daughter alive, that's an aqliya, there's a bit of a problem. We say that the Arabs did that. But we're not going to pinpoint any companion did that about Dalil. When his sister and her brother and his wife, and then his sister and her husband became Muslim, Umar beat him up. Beat the sister up and blood was cut. No, that hadith, that author is not authentic. And because it reflects negatively on them, we don't speak like that. So to describe Aisha as being emotional, Aisha, she was out of control. Don't talk like that. There were things fell into. Said that Sophia, her co-wife, her Durra, our mother, she was short and she was a Jew. She said that. Also, when Anas ibn Malik brought the food to the house of Aisha for Rasulullah's companions and his guests, Aisha knocked it out of his hand and broke it. She said that. That happened. That happened. But to say she was emotional, don't say that. Aisha was Razina, indicative of being in a desert and not losing her brains and not losing her mind when the army left. She was an intelligent woman, a muftiya, that the companion said, we never had any ikhtilaf between ourselves, the men, except if we took it to Aisha, the truth was with that lady. So we have to be careful about how we express ourselves. So I want to say again, in 2024, are we still in Rabi' al-Awwal? Is it still Rabi' al-Awwal or Rabi' al-Thani? Well, anyway, 2024. One time I was talking about a taqleed and that we don't make a taqleed. I personally know some things from Abu Bakr and Umar. It doesn't allow me to blindly follow them because they're human beings. I should have never said that. I want to take that back in 2024, free myself from that. My lisan khana wa khalafa iradati. No way in the world do we want to speak bad about those companions in any shape, form, or fashion. And that's what the ulama of al-Islam were upon, like Al-Imam Ahmed. This is really important. Imam Ahmed brought a book that he wrote called Fadail al-Sahaba, the virtues of the companions, one of his most important books. His Musnad, and this Fadail al-Sahaba, and this As-Sunnah book. Although As-Sunnah is small, and it's a repetition from what all of those other scholars wrote. But Fadail al-Sahaba, and Imam Ahmed brought those virtues, the manaqib of Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, and Ali, and all the individual companions and the collective ones. And there's something that he did in that book, and that is, he brought narrations that are mutawatir, meaning narrations in which Ali ibn Abi Talib himself authentically said, Abu Bakr is better, and then Umar, and then Uthman. And Imam Ahmed did that in that book, showing the narrations of where Ali ibn Abi Talib was. So we reject categorically and unapologetically this ghulu of these people. Another very important point, Ikhwani, concerning Ali ibn Abi Talib is some of the scholars of the Sunnah, they said that Ali ibn Abi Talib was more virtuous than Uthman. And that doesn't take them out of the Sunnah, nor does it make them a Rafida. But they said if you look at those ahadith that speak about the virtues of Ali, and you compare them to the ahadith that speak about the virtues of Uthman, Ali is a much more. And you include onto that what he said about Hassan and Hussein, who were from the children of Ali. So they're from the thamarat of Ali. Ali, along with his two sons, have a lot of virtues. So some big scholars took that position. Some big ones. Big ones. Like the Yemeni scholar of Hadith, Abdul Razak al-San'ani, and Imam al-Nasa'i, and other major scholars like that. But they didn't talk bad about the other ones. It was a religious issue of ijtihad, and that was their position. But they did not curse any of the other companions. Ridwanullah alayhim. So after the Prophet died, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the companions' fiqh is that they chose Abu the Khalifa. And he was the first person who was called Khalifatu Rasulillahi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Nobody had that name before. That was his official laqab, became his name. And that was based upon the hadith of kathira that are there, that Imam Ahmed brought in his book and other scholars. Sahih Bukhari, Sahih Muslim, At-Tirmidhi, Ibn Majah, Nasa'i, all of those books have chapters in there, the manaqib of the companions. And they all start off with Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. When the Prophet was dying, he told the people, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Muru Aba Bakr liyusalli bin nas. Let Abu Bakr be the one who prays with the people. That's an ishara. He told those people when he was dying, close all of the masjid's doors. Every door in this masjid, close it, except the door of Abu Bakr. Leave that door open so people have easy access to Abu Bakr, because he was going to die. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He used to say, I believe in it, Abu Bakr and Umar believe in it. I came, Abu Bakr and Umar came. All of those are isharat. And they're too many to mention. They're too many. So Abu Bakr, for that reason, Ikhwani, was chosen by the companions of the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And a few weeks ago, I don't remember what the khutbah was about, but we talked about the issue that happened between Abu Bakr and Umar. And the Nabi said, I came to you and you said I was a liar. All of you said I was a liar. I told the truth. Abu Bakr said, every one of you said I was a liar. Abu Bakr told the truth. He said, I was. And he helped me with his money. He married me to his daughter. Who has a problem? Billahi alaykum. Who has a problem with accepting Abu Bakr Siddiq? Who? I tell you who. The person who has da'f in his aql and his deen. And then if he speaks about that, that man is, something's wrong with you. You're straight. You're from the Daleen. You're straight. Do we go overboard and say Abu Bakr is ma'soom? Kalla wallahi. Abu Bakr never made a mistake. La. Abu Bakr is better than the prophets and the messengers. Salawatullahi wa salamu alayhim ajma'in. No, we're not going to say that. But he's the best of this ummah. And not only is the best of this ummah, He is the best human being after the prophets and the messengers. Gotta remember that. He said Abu Bakr and Umar are the leaders of the adults. The older Abu Bakr and Umar are the leaders of the adults in Al-Jannah, except concerning the prophets and the messengers. The only people better than Abu Bakr and Umar are the messengers and the prophets. Those messengers and those prophets, they had their Ansar, and they had their Hawariyun, and they had their people. Abu Bakr and Umar better than them. All of the companions better than them. Ridwanullahi alayhim ajmain. After that, Ikhwani, when Abu Bakr died, and Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam did not give a wasiyah, never told the companions, choose Abu Bakr, never told the companions, choose Ali. He gave them indications. So they chose Abu Bakr. And they tafaqu ala hada. No khilaf between them. That's the dalil. Then Abu Bakr was about to die, and Abu Bakr did something that the Prophet didn't do, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And that is, he chose Umar as the Khalifa. He said, you are going to lead the community after me. Do we say that's a bid'ah? We don't say that's a bid'ah. Because of those many ayat. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, ati'u Allah, wa ati'u ar-rasul, wa ulil amri minkum. Obey Allah and His Messenger, and those who have been authority over you. So if the Khalifa, the leader, wants to choose something, his son, his cousin, he wants to do that. Because he chose his son, doesn't make that ikhtiyar batil. Plus, the Prophet told the people, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, iqtadu billadhini min ba'di, Abi Bakr wa Umar. Follow those two people after me, Abu Bakr and Umar. He told the people, hold on to what the Khulafaa Ar-Rashideen said. Abu Bakr is the first of them. And he told them, this man, Umar, is going to be the leader. And that's what happened. Umar became the Khalifa 10 years, 11 years, golden years of Islam. And before he died, he chose those Ashab of the Shura. You choose the Khalifa between yourselves. You. And they chose Uthman. Now, when Abu Bakr became the Khalifa, they called Abu Bakr Amirul Mu'mineen. Umar. Abu Bakr was Khalifa to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and Umar was the first one to be called Amirul Mu'mineen. Amir al-Mu'mineen. And what ni'ma Amir he was. And although, as I mentioned before, wallahi, Umar was strong, man. You ask any of our kids, who do you admire the most? Many people say Umar. People say Abu Dujana. People say Khalid ibn Walid. You know, those Fursan, those people, tremendous. But we say Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, first and foremost. Rasulullah had a dream. He said, in my dream, I saw there was a well, and Abu Bakr as-Siddiq was trying to pull up the bucket with the water, but he had trouble. And then Umar came and picked it up with no problems. They say, Ya Rasulullah, what's the ta'wil? What does that mean? He said, that's the strength and the iman of Umar. I want to go back, Ikhwani. And Imam Ahmed said, all of those Ashab al-Shura, yasdahu lahum al-khilaf. All of them was iman. Any of them could have been the leader of the Muslims. Any one of them. That's why the Nabi had some tremendous people around him. Wallahi. Abdullah bin Mas'ud said, Allah looked at the hearts of all the people. He found the best heart of the people was the heart of Muhammad. So he made him his Nabi and his Rasul. Then Allah looked at the hearts of the people after the heart of Muhammad. He saw the best hearts of the people after Muhammad were the hearts of his companions. So Allah made them his wuzara and his ansar. So what the companions see as being hasana is hasanun inda Allah. And what the companions see as being sayyi'ah is sayyi'ah with Allah. You're not going to come together and agree to something that's not from the deen. Umar came, he said the shura chose Uthman. And then Uthman was murdered. And it was the first time the door of Khuruj was opened on the Muslims like that, and it hasn't been closed to this day. After that, they chose Ali ibn Abi Talib. Big fitna, because everybody didn't agree to give Ali the bay'ah. Major companions, Aisha, Talha, who was from the Shura, because they had the ijtihad. They said, we'll give you the bay'ah, but we got to get these people who killed our relative, the Khalifa Uthman. Once we get them, we're going to deal with it, give you the bay'ah. Ali said, no, I want that bay'ah now, and we'll deal with that later. We have to calm the community down. And it was fitna, and the companions fought. The people fought. The people of Iraq fought the people of Sham, Muawiyah. Big drama. But for the most part, Ali became the Khalifa. He was the Khalifa. And then after that, they murdered him as well. They murdered him. Umar, murdered. Uthman, murdered. Ali ibn Abi Talib, murdered. And then his son Hassan became the Khalifa for 6 months, and then he abdicated. He backed up. He gave it up. Radiyallahu anhu. Lot of drama. So this is what Imam Ahmed is referring to concerning those companions and concerning this issue of how we look at it. The great scholar in Islam, and Imam Abdullah bin Mubarak, he used to say, and there are a lot of beautiful statements of the ulama al-hadith, the salaf who we love and we take our deen from, Sufyan al-Thawri and those people, they used to say things like, hey, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam's companions, they fought. Rasulullah, and they used these ahadith, the Rafida. He said, don't become kuffar after me, fighting each other and chopping each other's neck. Because fighting a Muslim is kufr. To curse him is fisq, and to fight him is kufr. Kufr of the ni'mah, not kufr take you outside of Islam. So they were fighting. Those people say, see that kuffar, look at this. Not talking about what you're talking about. Not talking about what you're talking about. Those scholars said, Allah Azza wa Jalla protected us. Now, 1400 years after the hijrah, we were not in the middle of that fitna and that fighting. We were not there. It's a ni'mah, we were not there. Fitna. So since Allah Azza wa Jalla didn't allow our weapons and swords to participate, keep your tongue out of the arena. Don't talk about them unless you're making a point that is the truth, not to put people down. Because of that fitna, people talk bad about Aisha. Because of that fitna, people talk bad about Ali and Muawiyah. Because of that fitna, people talk bad about Talha. They talk bad about the companions. They made ijtihad. And I say from here, wallahi, no God worthy worship but him. They took those positions not looking for the dunya. They took those positions because of ijtihad and because they had love for the deen and the truth and so forth and so on. So they got a reward, inshallah. Some get 2, some get 1. As it relates to the issue of the companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wa ala alihi wasallam, the Nabiyyu sallallahu alaihi wasallam said the best people are the people who sinned in my generation, then the ones who come second 200 years, and then the ones who come after that. And then the people will start to become overweight and they say, wallahi, and they start swearing before they were asked to swear. And, the things gradually go downhill. But we go back to the source and the example. The deen of al-Islam is what those companions brought and what they were on. That's the religion in al-Islam. So concerning the companions, Allah protected this religion, al-Islam, by those companions. May Allah Azza wa Jalla be pleased with each and every one of them. From the statements of those ulama al-hadith, they said, this hadith, La tasubbu ashabi, don't curse my companions. I swear by the one who my soul is in his hands. If one of you spent the size of Mount Uhud in gold as sadaqah, it wouldn't equal a mud that one of them gave, or half of a mud. Don't curse them. So those scholars, they said things like, based on this hadith and other hadith, the death that went in the nose of the companions, the dust that got on the feet of the companions, going to Uhud and going to Badr and going to these places, making Umrah and all that they did, the dust and the dirt. They said all of what you do, all of what any of us do, it doesn't equal the dust in their nose. Doesn't equal it. Because that time was a tough time. That time was a time where you had to show and prove, where is your Islam at? Now we have in America and other than America, we have some of the most important jurist jam'iyyahs. What's jam'iyyah? Yeah, the associations, you know, we want the imams and the knowledgeable ones in America. They come together in 2024 and they say homosexuality, everybody is a whore. Come on, man, just take a position. Don't go straight. Don't be rough and tough, but you got to make it clear. That's the time we're living in. He told those people, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, those companions, you companions are living during a time in which if a person were to abandon 10% of his religion, he'll go astray. There's going to come a time where if the people held on to a 10%, they'll be guided aright. You companions are living in a time where there are many ulama, many. There's going to come a time where there are going to be a lot of khutbah. People give the khutbah all over the place. Lot of khutbahs all over the place. The time of the companions, although it was tough, in terms of the level of iman and the level of the power and the ability of Islam is different. Last thing I want to end with this is in Lebanon, all of that kalam that we used to hear, kalam farih from Hezbollah, kalam. And what has happened, and you don't get anything. They don't do anything. In Palestine, what happens in Palestine? Nothing happens. Nothing happens. These people deal with us like that. During the time of the companions, and they were poor. 3 men on 1 horse traveling from here to there, and they have to take turns. 3 men on 1 horse. But when those non-Muslims heard Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his companions have left Medina and they're on their way, the battle was already won by the Muslims because non-Muslims were afraid, oh, we're getting ready to deal with these people. And that's how it was during that time. Rasulullah sent his companion sallallahu alaihi wasallam to the non-Muslim man and gave him dawah. Poor man from the desert. And he told him, he gave him dawah to Tawheed and to the Sunnah. And that leader became haughty and arrogant. He said, okay, no problem. But you need to know, I just left a group of people, radiyallahu anhum, they love death and prefer death more than you love and prefer life. So for us to come and to curse them companions, it's not right. Not right. So that's what we present today concerning the companions, Ridwanullahi alayhim ajma'in. And this was the most information up until this point that Al-Imam Ahmed brought concerning any of the usul of the Sunnah. He already mentioned it, starting off. The Sunnah with us, the religion, the deen, the correct, the path, the minhaj, the deen, is doing what those companions did and having it, buying into that. What was the religion during their time is the religion. What's not the religion during their time, not the religion now. And then he went through all these other things. Now he brings it back full circle and he says, and from the Sunnah is to big up and to acknowledge Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, and this one and that one and all of those companions. Last thing I want to mention, alhamdulillah, I didn't forget, listen to this, it's really important. And that is, there's a principle in this religion. No one can surpass the companions in this religion, no matter who you are, no matter what you do. So if someone were to ask you, right now, if the Mahdi were to come back, if the Mahdi were to come right now, I'm asking you, the Mahdi, If he came right now, he's from Ahlul Bayt. All of this oppression, he's going to rectify it. That's going to be a lot of khayr, wallahi. Going to be a lot of khayr. He's going to lead Isa ibn Maryam in Salah. He's going to lead Isa ibn Maryam Salah. But he's going to be born during this time, whenever, towards the end of time. The Mahdi and Muntadhar is going to come. Is he better than the companions? I'm asking you guys. He's not better. The companion who urinated in the Masjid, طَهَّرَ اللَّهَ أَيَّامَكُمْ وَقُلُوبَنَا. There is that companion who urinated in the Masjid. Is the Mahdi better than him? Not better than him. That lady from the companions who committed zina and they stoned her to death. And the man who committed zina and they stoned him to death. Is the Mahdi better than them? La wallahi. Mahdi, if you were a companion, nobody. Rasulullah told the companions about a man who was going to come from the tabi'een, and he said, Ghayrul tabi'een. The best of the companions, Abu Bakr. He said the best of the tabi'een is who? Huh? The Mahdi had come now. Who's the best of the tabi'een? Yes. His name, he said, this man is going to come to you from Yemen. He's going to leave his mother. When he meets up with you, tell him to make dua for you. Tell him that he said he's the best of the tabi'in. Question, is Uwais al-Qarni better than the Mahdi? La. Although he's in the second group of the Abdullah. He's in the second 200 years. Nobody is better than the Mahdi. Nobody's better than the companions. No one. Other than the prophets and the messengers. That's the companions in our religion. Yes. All right, Ikhwani, if you guys have any questions, inshallah, we'll take one question too. Because Abu Asma, I see 15 minutes late. Is that the Iqam in 15 minutes or the Iqam is now? The Iqam is in 15 minutes. I mean, yeah, that. You brothers have any questions, Ikhwani? May Allah bless you. Anybody have any questions? My brother from Mexico. What's your name again? Abraham, that's it. That's right. You have a question, Abraham? You have to come to these classes, Abraham, to learn about this thing in particular. Okay, my man? Okay, Akhwani. Subhanak Allahumma wa bihamdika. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta. Astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum.